Oh, should have fixed my hair.
It's fine. Looks good. Hey guys.
Welcome back to Forward Farming.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, Becca and I, did you just get a new iPad?
Like a couple months ago.
So I got a new iPad and we're trying to Zoom for the first time on them. And there's like a new feature where it's like a center finder view or something. And I feel super old trying to figure out this new technology because I don't know what's happening. But yeah, welcome back to season 3 of our little podcast here. Thanks for sticking with us. Today I think we're just gonna kind of catch up on life and shoot the breeze a little bit before we kind of yeah, let you guys know where we're at, what's going on, let you guys know that we're still alive after that weekend, because last episode was a little bit of a hot mess, but we're here, we're thriving. Sometimes surviving,
sometimes rarely,
sometimes yeah. So do you want to let's just dive right in, because I feel like we're going to be all over the place today.
Probably.
So you want to do some highs and lows?
Ooh, sure. I should have known we'd be doing this, and wouldn't you know it? Okay, let's see. Do you want to go first? A high?
A high, sure. I'm not gonna do the weather because I don't want to jinx it.
That's gonna be mine, but yeah. Okay, we'll not bitch about the weather or praise the weather.
No, but it was kind of decent today, and I took Porter for a walk with Dan and the dog for the first time in a while, like a good walk. So I have like the little front carrier thing, so I just slapped him in there, and we took off for a walk. And my back is sore, but we got a good walk in today, so it was nice. It was nice to get out and kind of blow the stink off. I think like when I was pregnant and had the diabetes, I took a lot of walks after dinner and stuff, because I was supposed to help keep me in check, and I think that really helped like digest food and kind of break things down faster. So I think I'm going to start doing that again. Try to go for a walk a couple times a week.
It's so much easier when it's not like negative
freezing cold
degrees. Yeah.
I
think it's like it's about 50 here today. It's windy, but it's still nice.
Yeah, we started out, so he was facing outward, and then we started walking into the wind, and I'm like, that's probably not good for you. So we had to flip him around, so he was in me, but he was asleep the whole time. Even when we flipped him around, he was just, why am I
Whoa!
I zoom, if I say like zoom out, like does it they're just gonna zoom me out? I don't know.
No.
That was kind of weird, but anyway,
you guys really should probably watch this on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't understand what's happening, but yeah, we went for a walk and it was very nice. What is your high for the week? It's Sunday, by the way. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but
it is. Well, I feel like we haven't done highs and lows since like before Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
So now I'm just trying to think of like the last week, which is just, it's difficult to do that. I guess my high, it's kind of like a high and low, and everything is just wrapped together. So it's been, how long ago did we meet up?
About a month.
Has it been a month? Okay, so
yeah, 3 weeks.
Right, like the week before we were supposed to meet up, I got mastitis. I think on like that Monday or Tuesday. I started taking antibiotics for it, and then I felt better before the weekend. So then like another week went by and I was doing okay. I was on my last day of antibiotics and I got hit again. Like I could barely walk. I left work to go to urgent care. That's how awful I felt. So then they had prescribed me another drug, and 2 days later I felt no better at all. I couldn't even get out of bed. And so then finally I went back to the doctor, and the guy's like, yeah, so you probably have like antibiotic resistant mastitis. And I'm like, that's fantastic. Yeah. So apparently the first drug they had me on is just like, it's in the penicillin family. It's like, I don't know, a pretty common one. So then when I got it again, still on that antibiotic, they like assigned me one that's still in the penicillin family. So like it wasn't going to work because it was part of the same family, and it clearly like it, I got it when
Doesn't
I was on
work.
that other drug or whatever. So then he got me on this, I don't even know what it is, some other potent drug. And was like, hey, take this for 2 weeks, and then like if you're still not better in a couple days, I'll have to like ultrasound you, make sure you don't have any like abscesses and stuff. And I'm like, that would be gross. I've seen enough abscesses on cows that I don't want them on my body.
Ugh.
But the good news was it worked, and like after like a day and a half, I started getting some relief. But
Good.
that was awful. And like during that time, oh no, during that time, hold on one second. I had decided that I was done breastfeeding. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. And like we can go more into that on another episode, but I just, for my own sanity, I think I had to stop. I've had a lot of issues the entire time, and I just couldn't imagine like getting mastitis again or another clogged duct and stuff. But then like when I started to feel better, I was like, oh, I could keep going. Like, when it's good, it's good, but when it's bad, it's bad. And then my doctor told me to like wait till I was done with my antibiotics just to make sure it was all like kicked out. So I'm done with my antibiotics tomorrow actually, but I started weaning on Wednesday. No, Wednesday night I nursed him to bed, and that was the last time I fed him. So I went cold turkey because I kind of knew if I tried to like wean gradually, I wouldn't do it. Like I had to go all in or nothing. um so yeah, that's kind of a high and low because it's like I already feel a sense of relief from being done, even though holy shit, like what a trip to dry up.
Yeah, it is.
I It was better than the mastitis, I gotta say that, but it was a lot worse than I thought it would be. Like the first half day, I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then by the first night, I was just like, holy cow. So I'm on day, see, Thursday. I'm on my 4th day with no pumping or anything. I'm like, I think I'm past the curve. Like I'm starting to feel a little bit better as long as no one touches me.
That's
Like
the fun part.
freaking heifer that tail whipped me in the tits today. Oh, I almost started crying. And Joey's like, what happened? I told him, and he tried not to laugh, but I was like, you don't, it'd be like getting hit in the balls if they were swollen. Right? I mean,
It's not funny, and I'm sorry it happened, but it's just the way you said it. It's kind of
it hurt. But yeah, Jackson's doing really good with it. He's taking a bottle well at daycare and stuff. So we're just mixing good formula and breast milk until I go through my stash, and then
that's it.
Or formula. But yeah, I'm relieved to be done. So that's like my high. I'm relieved to be done. And then my low is all the shit that came with it.
Yeah. I feel you there. That's a big roller coaster to go through.
And then like the hormones on top of that. Like last night I'm having like hot flashes. And Joey's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know. I'm guessing it's hormones, but I don't know.
Don't touch me. Don't look at me. Just leave me alone, but love me at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So then I slept on the couch because I haven't been sleeping. I've had like insomnia the past couple nights. So I was on the chair last night sleeping. And then this morning, Sophia's like, Mommy, why'd you sleep on the couch? I'm like, because I could not sleep. It's been tough, but it's fine.
You're almost through. Just keep chugging.
Yeah, I think I'm through the worst of it. And it was so awesome today. We went to go pick up a couple calves, and like right as we were leaving, Jackson was hungry. So I didn't have to stop to feed him. I just had a bottle ready to go, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you have a little bit of freedom. That's good.
Yeah. So
yeah. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that. So like I quit nursing, I don't even know, probably like November, just with harvest and everything all through October. I didn't really have a lot of time to to stop and nurse or pump or anything. So I just kind of like went through that kind of without much of a choice, but it's fine. He's been taking bottles since he was in the hospital. So it wasn't a huge deal for me. Just like fed is best in my opinion. But yeah, like so last week I was a keynote speaker at like a farm event, which was really cool. But I went to like try on a lot of my clothes. I had outfits laid out and everything, and my head was looking really good. And then when I put them on, I was like, oh my God, nothing's fitting, nothing's looking good. And then that kind of just like spiraled for the rest of a crappy week for me. So like after I had Porter, I was probably the smallest I'd been in like 5 years, probably like the lowest weight I've been. And I'm assuming that's because I wasn't eating very much. I wasn't sleeping. I was working, breastfeeding, like all of that. So of course I'm gonna lose a lot of weight. But then as soon as I stopped nursing, it was just like it all came back and hit me like a truck, and like everything, like the hormones, like my metabolism, everything just like came right back. And so now I'm kind of like in the same weight I was before I got pregnant, which that's a lot to go through in like 6 months. So that was kind of like I don't know. Like when I'm wearing clothes now, it's either work clothes or just like sweats. I'm not wearing like normal person clothes.
Yeah, or like you don't have to dress up often.
Yeah. So when I went to go try that stuff on, I'm used to it fitting a certain way. And when I went to go try it on, like nothing was working. And it was super frustrating. And that just kind of like ruined the rest of my week or whatever. But it's like something I've been working on for a long time. Obviously, I'm trying to eat better. I've never been big in the kitchen. Like I've never been good at making anything. So I'm trying to get better, or like make it enjoyable at least, so I can make meals for dinner and stuff, and just, I don't know, be proactive about it, I guess. So again, like going for walks. I work out a couple nights a week in my gym and in my garage. So I'm trying to be more mindful of my nutrition. So hopefully I can get this because like going from being like an athlete to not having to worry about what you're eating, and then all of a sudden, like one day it just like hits you and you're like, oh, I can't eat a 6-pack of tacos from Taco Bell anymore. Like that's not healthy.
Right.
So just like the whole body image thing is just like kicking my ass this week. But as long as I'm working on it and being mindful of it, like
Well, you have to remember like what your body has been through in the past year. It's like, everything changes. Jackson has his baptism next weekend. And so I was trying to like figure out what to wear, because like a month ago, I pretty much donated all my clothes because nothing fits well anymore. It's like a lot of tight stuff, like some of the stuff I had since college that's been like 10 plus years. And I'm like, okay, we just need to like get rid of it and start fresh. And I don't like spending money on clothes and stuff. So I went on Amazon and I bought a few dresses. None of them look good on me. So I still don't know what I'm wearing. I did order some skirts from Amazon now. So we'll see if the skirt route is better than the dress route. But I feel like, I don't know. I just have a baby pudge on my stomach. It's like, you can't wear anything tight because you can see it. But then if you wear like loose stuff, you have no body shape whatsoever. And it's just, I don't know.
It sucks. It's hard. Yeah. So I did the same thing. I just purged my closet and I just said, you know what? On to bigger and better things, like literally.
Yeah.
So, out of sight, out of mind, as long as stuff fits me, I guess it doesn't matter what size it is. I don't think, as long as
you're comfortable in it, you're going to feel better in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the stretch marks and stuff don't bother me because, if you don't have that, you don't have the baby kind of a mentality. So like, that's fine. It's just an uncomfortable phase that I wasn't mentally prepared to face again. So it is what it is. But, if there's a problem, you can kind of fix it, then be proactive about it is kind of my mindset right now. So yay adulting.
I'm a little worried now that I'm like done. But I don't know too, the first few months of postpartum, I barely ate. Like I remember I had to
Yeah.
like make myself eat. And then I've been doing good lately, but now that I started drying up, I didn't want to eat again. Like yesterday I had a half a sandwich all day, and that like I was fine. So I'll be curious in the next couple days if I like get really hungry again or not.
Yeah, I kind of go
But I'm
through
gonna have to do the
cycles.
same thing and just be very mindful of what I'm doing.
Yeah, like we always say, like, oh, give yourself grace, blah, blah, blah. Like you can say it, but then to actually like have to remind yourself constantly, be like, take a step back. Okay, remember why this
Mhm.
happened. Just be fortunate, thankful that you're in this situation. So then that kind of helps too. So just like take a step back and see the bigger picture, I
When
think.
all else fails, throw some leggings on and a baggy t-shirt.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah. And again, like your baggy t-shirts before probably won't be baggy now. So like
So
just
take your husband's.
yeah. Yeah. That's what I
I
do.
know that from experience. It's fine. I've been
Or
wearing, well, I wear a lot of his clothes, like, because I couldn't wear anything tight when I was breastfeeding because I would get clogged ducts. So I was wearing mostly Joey's clothes and like his long sleeves and stuff. And every time I would wear it, he'd be like, "Oh, nice shirt." And I would just give him the death glare because I'm like, you know what, sir?
nice
It's
kid.
your fault.
Yeah. That's a small price that guys have to pay, sharing their shirts.
Yeah, they got it easy. Come on now.
Yeah. Rough life. Anyway, you got any goals for the week?
Well, we got baby chicks yesterday because I have no self-control. But technically it was Joe's fault because we had to go.
Damn it, Joe.
Right? I mean, I had to do a Target pickup, and then Joey needed me to stop at Tyson's because both our trucks need oil changes. So I had to like stop and get the oil filters and the oil. And we also needed a live trap because we didn't know what we had, but we had something killing our chickens. Like he killed 10 of them in 2 days in the
It's not a
coop.
possum, is it?
No, like it was in a
Okay,
sealed
good.
coop. I know you like your possums. I haven't killed one lately. Don't worry.
Just ship them up here.
Like the coop was completely sealed off, so we didn't know what was killing it. So I got a live trap because we figured it was maybe like a mink or something, and we caught a mink last night. And they're thrill killers, so like they don't even eat the chickens. Like they just would pull them out of this tiny little hole in the coop, and I don't know. Joy said he found like a pile of heads and feet. Um, so yeah, we killed the mink this morning. Joy wants to stuff it, which you do you, man, but they're kind of cute though. They're like ferrets.
Yeah, they're like they're weasel.
I didn't know that they smelt so bad though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I went down to the barn this morning and I was like, "What is that smell?" And he's like, "It's a mink." It's like I didn't know that they smelt. So I learned that today. We're gonna put the trap out tonight. Hopefully it's not another
Hopefully you don't
mink.
have hopefully you don't have a family of minks.
Yeah. This one was a male, we think. So like, I don't know, hopefully it was a loner, but anyways, back to the chickens. So we had to go buy the chicks to get said trap. And Joe saw them and he was like, Mommy, we need chickens. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna
You
buy
can't say
20
no.
chicks. Exactly. So yeah, they're in my kitchen right now. I have to set up their heat lamp and stuff. But also I had to find a safe place for him because if he could get into an enclosed coop, I don't really want them down in the barn either. So I gotta figure that out. But that's my goal for today. And then this week I feel like I'm gonna clean stuff as much as I can because it's gonna be in the 50s all week. And when it's warm like this and like sunny, you just kind of feel like getting shit done. And I like that.
Me too. I'm very much looking forward to that. I think we're supposed to hit 60 this week, so I'm just excited to crack the windows open a little bit and just
we did that today for a couple hours, mainly because when I was making eggs this morning, I burnt a little bit of butter in the pan. So it was very smoky in the house, and the children didn't like that. So we opened the windows. But then I was like, oh shit, like the chicks are in here. We got to keep it warm. So I had to shut it again. But
At least you didn't catch anything on fire today. That's good.
valid point. I've been using our new smoker. I haven't started a fire with that at all. I'm doing pretty good with life today.
We're off to a good start. It's off to a good week. Let's see, this week. I've been home with Porter for the last 2 weeks. My parents have been gone. So my mom is kind of my sole babysitter. So when she's gone, I'm home with him all the time. So I'm excited to kind of get back to work this week and just get outside, because like being stuck inside all day, every day. Yeah. And Porter, God love him so much, but he's up just as long as we are, if not longer during the day. So he doesn't fall asleep until like 11:30. And then he gets up at 6 or 7 o'clock. So like I don't get a break. And it's fine. He's great, but every once in a while it'd be nice if he'd fall asleep at 7, 8 o'clock and we could get like an hour or two of just quiet, but it's fine. So I'm excited just to kind of like leave him for a day and go outside.
Your mom. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Yes, I'm excited for that. I have a cranberry board meeting on Wednesday, and we're going to, I think it's our annual budget meeting. So we listen to researchers present different studies that they want to do this year, and we have to decide if it's worth funding them or not. So we have a set budget every year, and then we can allot different researchers different budgets for their studies. So that's always a big meeting, and that'll probably take all day. And I think that's on Wednesday when it's supposed to be like the nicest, which is kind of a bummer. But whatever gets me. I'm going to be out of the house, so I can't complain too much.
Maybe they'll give you like breaks, and you can just go sit outside.
Just go outside. Not a cigarette break, but just a sunshine break would be nice.
Yes. What the world needs.
Yeah, I just need a sunshine break. Just time out. So what else? Let's see. Now that we've got our highs, lows, and goals done, what is going on in your neck of the woods? What's going on with the cows?
Oh man. We started calving in heifers again, beginning of March. So we're not super busy, but we're like busier than we were, since in the wintertime only the cows calve in. So that's been kind of nice. Like winter, I like that we're slow in the wintertime because I don't have to be outside quite as long, and like everything takes longer in the winter. So even though you have less calves, it still takes, just as long. But March is always fun to get a little bit more calves. So we've been keeping busy with that. We just weaned a group of calves at my house, and we're starting to fill back up again with more calves. So that is fun. I've got a couple heifers at my house now for the show season. I don't know where I'm gonna go or what, but I'd like to go to like 1 or 2 shows this summer, just because it's fun to get off the farm for a little bit, and they're always fun to go to. So I think State Show is up in Seymour, maybe. It's not in La Crosse this year, sadly. And then State Fair, if I go to that, is in West Dallas. So that's always nice because it's close to my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've got them home. Gonna start working with them. Maybe clip them this week if I have time. But yeah, we're just kind of, I don't know, everything's gearing up, but it's not like I'm overwhelmingly busy yet. So that's nice too. I'm not going crazy yet.
Yet. That's a key word.
Yeah. I'm excited to like not have to pump at work though anymore, because that's always hard on like the stressful long days, like especially if I have a lot of calves. It's like, okay, I like literally have to stop to pump, but then when you're pumping, you think about all the million other things that you should be doing. So I'm very excited to not do that.
Mm-hmm. Good. I'm excited for you. That's a lot of stress. I
It was a lot. Yeah.
I don't know how
I
you did it.
I I almost quit at like 4 months, I want to say. It was right when I went deer hunting, and I like had to leave early because I got that clogged up so bad. I was gonna quit. Um, but then I had a doctor appointment with Jackson that week or the week after or something, and I finally talked to my doctor about like how I'd been feeling and stuff because I was completely overwhelmed. I mean, last season I think I kind of like was overwhelmed all the time, but
Mhm.
so I started taking a medication, and that kept me going nursing actually because I don't know if you've ever heard of Demer. I don't know the long name for it. That's like what they call it, but it's like when you have your letdown of milk, especially like when you're pumping, you get like an overwhelming like sense of emotion, like not good emotions. Like I would like whenever I'd pump, I would get like super nauseous and
Mm.
like this I can't even describe it, but it was awful. And I didn't even know it was a thing until someone had suggested it. And so like I looked it up and I'm like, holy shit, that's what I had. So I think the fact that I started taking anxiety medicine like really helped that portion of it because then I did really good for a while until I get mastitis. And then at that point I was just like, okay, we're done here. We need to be done. But I don't know. It's so hard to like not feel guilty about it. But at the same time, like Jackson is a chunk. Like he's doing just fine. He's eating plenty of food. Like
Mhm.
he's not the one I'm worried about. So I don't know. I guess it was time, but I'm looking forward to not having to like pump anymore. That's my that's the biggest thing at work.
Yeah, just give you a little bit more freedom to do stuff and not feel so completely tied to him,
Yeah,
I
or like
guess.
even when I had to do stuff with other people or like move cattle and stuff, I'm like, well, I gotta pump at 10, so like we either gotta do it before that or after that, because if I wait too long, I get a clogged duct, or if I do it too early, then my whole schedule is messed up. And it I don't know. I always felt like I was letting people down if I couldn't do stuff on their time schedules, you know. So I don't know. It is what it is. 8 months, we did it. We're done.
You did good. I'm very impressed. So kudos to you. That is rock star material. Let's see. Out here, we got all of our sanding done a couple weeks ago. I want to say we did like 70 acres or so. We were able to get that done in like 2 weeks, which was nice. And they just finished the renovations that they've been working on since like before Christmas, I think. They have all the sand hauled back in. So now Dan's out there trying to get all that sand to grade. And now is kind of like a lull period. So there's still ice out on top of the vines and it's starting to melt. So now that it's melting, I think the next step is when all of that ice is melted and on the beds that we sanded, we have to go out with lawn rakes and kind of filter through that sand to make sure there's no clumps, big clumps left behind on the vines. Otherwise, it'll kind of suffocate them, and we don't want that, obviously. So we'll just flood everything up when we do that and walk out there with hip boots and rakes and really just walk up and down.
And
Just
yell at Dan if you made mistakes.
and yeah, just damn it, Dan's all day long. It's so last year doing that pregnant, my hips were so tight. I remember I go for like an hour at a time and be like, I can't do this. It hurts so bad.
Well, like
Um,
brooming and raking is it's however that movement is. Like I had a broom at work, and it's whatever it is, it hurts.
yeah, so I just had to like just flick with your wrist. So I felt like I was getting baseball arms, like my wrists were just getting bulked up. I'm so dramatic, but it wasn't the most fun thing in the world. So hopefully this year's a little bit
Now this
better.
year you can do it with Porter strapped to your back.
Oh, good Lord, I would die. Dan can do it. Let him know what it feels like.
Yeah, you can get one of those. Like, I mean, they've got the carries, but like one of the hiking ones, they're probably more comfortable.
Yeah.
Then he's like way up off the ground, as long as he doesn't trip, I guess.
Yesterday oh my gosh, yesterday we went to my grandparents. We were cleaning out their cabin. They're gonna my grandma's going to be selling it pretty soon. And my grandpa had like this big, he has a big he did a lot of woodworking stuff. So he had like, his garage was just full of stuff. So we are going through all of that yesterday, and Dan was just walking outside, and I just look, and he's laying flat on the ground. He just tripped walking and and fell. And I can't laugh because I did the same thing not too long ago. So yeah, maybe it would be safer if Porter was on my back and not my front. And that might be a good idea. I also have a stroller too, but everything out here is just kind of, it's mud. So you can't really drag him along in that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Yeah. So like with the warmer temperatures, will they come out of dormancy this week, or does it have to get a lot warmer for that?
It has to get a lot warmer. Usually we need a couple of growing degree days. So that's like 75 degrees, I think. So last year when we had that really warm weather, like was it in March when it was like 70 degrees?
Ooh,
Was
I don't
that in
remember. It's
February
early
even?
though.
Yeah. So we were probably almost getting ready to put irrigation out this time last year, which sucked. I didn't have to do anything, but for everyone else, it sucked. But this year, yeah, we need like 2 or 3 days of like 75 degrees in a row before they start coming out of dormancy. So that's nice. But yeah, they're still under ice. So they have a little ways to go yet, but it's getting there. I'm excited. Spring is probably my favorite season just because there's so much anticipation for it to be nice out.
Well,
and like you just feel
when it's like 50,
happier.
you think it's like the best weather ever,
Mhm.
and when it's 50 in the fall, it's like, oh my God, it's so cold.
Yeah. In the fall, you're just like, in the summer, it's not even fall. In summer, and you get like that first 60-degree day, and you're like, oh my God, I'm putting my sweatshirt on. This is so
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
Now it's like 40 degrees. Let's open the house up. Let's t-shirts and shorts. Kind of love the Midwest. Anyway, do you have anything else for this week?
I don't think so. We've got a big herd check to do. We run all the cows through, vaccinate them, and just check on them, make sure they're all doing okay with our vet. So we got to get through that this week, which I'm really glad it's this week and not last week, because last week was cold. This week will be really nice to do that. And then yeah, Jackson's getting baptized next weekend. Finally, 8 months later, it's fine.
It's fine.
So yeah, we're excited for that, see family and stuff. And then, gosh, before you know it, like he's gonna be 1, and then like Sophia just turned 5, Joe is 3. Holy crap!
Yeah,
but it's crazy how fast time goes.
Okay, so Porter got baptized in January, like the second week in January. And he has those little teething mushrooms, like the little Shrek looking ones. And during that time, he was so attached to his green mushroom. It looked just like Shrek. So when we were sitting in church, he's holding his mushroom and he's saying in between Dan and I, and this is probably like the top 5 most like of my proudest moments in life. Dan is holding Porter like a baby, so like laying down, kind of like cradling him, and all of a sudden, like in the middle of the sermon, Porter just yeets his mushroom across church. He throws it so far, like 3 pews up, and I'm just sitting there, and that stupid little Shrek thing is right in the middle of the pews, just like don't you. Like everybody just stops. It's like, what was that? I was like, that's my boy. He's got an arm on him. That's my boy.
Future baseball star.
Yeah. So he got dunked holding Shrek, like all of his pictures. He's just holding his little hand up.
Oh.
And then like a week later, Bear ate it. And that's end of our Shrek mushroom. But
we had that mushroom, but Jackson just doesn't like it very much. I should send you it. It's just sitting by, like, Jackson just, I don't know, he's not a fan of it.
Porter went through waves. Like he really likes them for like a week, and then all of a sudden it's just the dumbest thing ever. And then we tried again a couple weeks later, and he can't sleep without it. And then Bear eats it, and
Then
so
you have to buy
now,
another one.
so I just ordered like 6 more to have on. And now we're walking through our yard, and I'm like looking at Bear's piles of poop, and I'm like, oh look, there's part of the green one. Oh look, there's orange in his poop. I'm like, you.
Oh, Bear.
Like little Easter egg hunts. So getting
Yeah.
ready. Yeah. Gotta love them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's enough talk of poop and stuff. But yeah, I think this season it's gonna be pretty fun. We have a list of guests that we still have to reach out to.
But they're a great list.
Yeah, it is a
And
great
hopefully
list.
they say yes.
In our head, it's a great list. So we're excited to be back. Thank you guys for sticking with us and going through the drought period.
We still have to pick a winner for the giveaway as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we can announce that like Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
We'll have to go
Yeah.
through.
So thank you guys that listened all the way through to that episode.
I haven't listened to it. I'm not gonna lie.
When I was editing it, I was like, oh boy. I can't take any of it out because I wanted it to feel like you guys are there with us and experiencing the whole cluster in real time.
Fun weekend.
It was. But yeah, if you guys have a topic that you want us to talk about, farm related, mom related, life related, anything, we're always up for suggestions. So shoot us a message either on Facebook or Instagram. You can find us at Forward Farming Podcast, or you can send Becca or I a message. She's over at Farming with the Hillbees. I'm over at Cravery Chats. And if you're digging our podcast, feel free to leave us a rating and a review on Apple, or on Facebook, or wherever else allows you to leave reviews. That would be cool too. We always appreciate those.
Or on YouTube. Subscribe.
We're on YouTube. Search for Forward Farming Podcast. Yeah, I think that about covers everything.
Until next week, my friends.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
End. Oh no, don't end it. How do I stop recording? Recording. Stop.